For the first time ever, tonight, we can report the Justice Department of the United States has distinct and separate empowered special counsels probing a current and former president who are both slated to run for president in 2024. Special Counsel Smith is probing the possible crimes for both classified document issues and the insurrection that relate to Trump and or his aides. And having reported out the news on the Biden front, it happens that in this wild story, or set of stories, as I was discussing with our experts, we also have brand new reports coming out about this probe. Take a look. Smith obtaining secret files from the January 6th committee that it had not released to the public, which is interesting considering that the committee's gigantic report often leaned into releasing more rather than less, and plenty of stuff in the addendums, including voluminous transcripts. So what they held back could be sensitive. And there are many leads here. One is DOJ seeking more information on the voting machine companies that Trump targeted in his plot. And they're doing that under the force of law with these new subpoenas. I'll tell you more about the subpoenas in a minute, but on that point, the whole thing about the voting machines, that could include the lies and the conspiracy theories about them to the actual efforts to steal or seize them illegally, which Trump's own White House lawyer blasted under oath.
The idea that the federal government could come in and seize election machines, I don't understand why we even have to tell you why that's a bad idea for the country. It's a terrible idea.
He said terrible idea. He's a careful lawyer. The DOJ is not currently looking at whether it's terrible. That's not their job. They're looking at whether it's criminal. And that's just one of the leads. The special counsel also wants more evidence across the board. New subpoenas hitting Trump officials that suggest the probe is looking at both Trump's lawyers and donors and fundraisers, the Ellipse rally, voting machines, and something we've reported a lot on this program and pulled the threads, the elector scheme. They're also following the money, according to the Washington Post. They're pressing people in Trump's orbit to reveal if anyone other than themselves are paying for legal representation. So it is legal. You can have someone else fund it. They just want to know who it is and whether that helps them understand whether there's ongoing obstruction or crimes. They also are looking at the Election Defense Fund, which Trump called an election defense fund but didn't always use that way. They want to see if he took money from Trump supporters and didn't spend it as advertised, or if that itself could lead to something illicit. The DOJ wants more evidence, as mentioned, on the false electors. The committee famously broke ground and, best we can tell, was ahead of DOJ prosecutors with its early scrutiny of those plots and then gathering eyewitness testimony, not hearsay, from none other than the chair of the Republican Party, who was installed by Trump, as she said Donald Trump himself was in on setting up that plot.
What did the president say when he called you?
Essentially, he turned the call over to Mr. Eastman, who then proceeded to talk about the importance of the RNC helping the campaign gather these contingent electors in case any of the legal challenges that were ongoing changed the result.
That is the head of the party, picked by Trump, dropping a dime on him, saying, yeah, you know that plot that was probably illegal, the elector fraud? How did I get involved in it? Well, the president called me and forced me onto the phone with John Eastman. Lawyers also now say that this open January 6th grand jury is even accelerating its activities, talking to witnesses both high and low level. This is the other big game in town. And as I've told you before, the facts and the potential crimes in the insurrection part of it are much more significant than in the classified document part. And that's before you even get to all of the new swirl of pressure on the DOJ to resolve what are two different, but to many people overlapping classified document cases. With this much public evidence on this many crimes, even short of the separate insurrection offense, the question is, will Special Counsel Smith take any action?